So before you jump to conclusions, I want you to know one thing as I go through this guide on how to save and keep more money. My family used to live in someone else's basement in welfare apartments, and we had both of our cars taken away. So I understand and know how to save, how to invest, and how to reduce expenses and make sure money is well used efficiently. Even with a low income, a very small income, you can save hundreds to actually thousands of dollars every single year if you follow and go along with what I'm about to tell you. So without further ado, here are the 3 things you need to do immediately if you have a low income or even a medium-sized income and you want to save more money, have a lot more in the bank, even have some investments, and just have more financial freedom in your hands. Now, before I finally go through these 3 important things you should be doing, you have to understand this one thing first. You must first believe in yourself and believe in your ability to do these things, because otherwise, everything I'm going to tell you, you're going to go, oh, I've heard that before. Oh, well, maybe I'll try it some other day. If you actually listen and use what I'm about to tell you, I guarantee you it will change your life financially for the rest of your life. The impact you're going to see is literally the impact and financial freedom of your dreams. I know this because I've done it myself. Number 1, the thing that you can do, and everyone should do this, to increase the amount of money you readily have is reduce your expenses. Now, I think most people know they need to reduce their expenses on their addictions, on pop, on going out to eat, on all these different kinds of different bills. But if you really don't have a lot of money at the end of the month and you really are struggling, you need to go a step further. And here are some things you can do to reduce your expenses even more that you may have not heard before. You need to reduce how much you consume in food, in water, electricity, and heat. So this is kind of extreme, but some people need to go to this level of extreme in savings and cost reductions to have enough money to make ends meet. And that's just how it is. Or they just want more money in their bank account so they feel better about themselves and they feel more comfortable because they're not always scared about their bills. And I know this works because my own family had to do it when we were going through rough times, and it saved our family a lot of money, especially over a year or a few years. So you need to reduce how much water you use, take shorter showers, use less water when you're doing things, whether it's in the bathtub, whether it's in the shower, whether it's at the sink, whether it's in your kitchen, it doesn't matter. Number 2, you need to lower your heat. So instead of having it be 70 degrees in your house, it's okay if it's 65, 64 even. You get cold, put on a sweater, get a blanket, you name it. And if it's hot, then what you need to do, of course, is take some clothing off, make sure windows are open, do whatever you can to produce more coolness without spending more money on electricity and other things. Number 2, when it comes to food, you can save a lot of money when you buy in bulk, larger size items that go a lot farther in consumption. So for example, if you buy potatoes, a bag of potatoes will last you an entire month. And it's only, I believe, between $5 and $7 for a bag of potatoes. And if done right, you will save hundreds of dollars a month. I recommend buying ground beef in large portions, by 5 or 10 pounds at a time. I recommend buying rice. You could buy potatoes, oatmeal, cereal, eggs, all of these things, pasta, last a long time and will save you money, especially bought in bulk. And they're going to be able to be eaten for weeks, if not months at once. And number 3, something you can do to reduce your expenses quite a bit is reduce all of your subscriptions, from your TV to any Netflix, Hulu type streaming services you have, to your phone, to any kind of monthly service that takes money out of your accounts. You don't need the top service. You don't need the medium level service. Get the bare minimum or some kind of lower service. And if you do this across the board, it can save you a few dozen to a few $100 again every single month. And that equates to, along with the other things I went through, thousands of more dollars in your bank account, or maybe even $2,000 or $3,000 more. And for someone without a lot of money, that's a huge difference. And even for people who do make a lot of money, that can also be a huge difference, especially over time, and especially if that money was even invested. A bonus tip for saving more money is make sure every few years, if you can, refinance your home or refinance your car in order to have a lower payment. This can save you a few hundred to a few dozen dollars every single month, which stacks up over time. If you do all these things, you will save thousands of dollars, at least a few $1,000s over the course of a year, and over years you will save thousands and thousands and thousands. But saving money through reducing your expenses is not the only way to have more money and to have more financial freedom. Now we can go ahead and move on to how to increase your income. And there are three main ways you can pretty quickly and efficiently increase your income so you have a lot more time freedom, money freedom, and so you feel better and more comfortable and secure in your financial part of your life, which does affect the rest of your life as well. Number one, ask for a raise. Number two, work overtime. And number three, ask to work at a higher position. If not, that doesn't work out. Number four, apply and try to work for different positions at different companies. No one wants to work overtime, but working 10% of overtime can equal about 30% increase in your take-home earnings. So you want to work overtime at least an hour to 2 hours a day. Number two, if you get a raise, which 70% or higher percent of the time you ask for a raise, people get one. You get a raise by, let's say, $1 or $2. You increase the amount of time you're working by 10 to 20%, and you potentially get and work at a higher paying position in the company. You drastically increase your earnings, no matter what income level you are at, by hundreds to thousands to potentially even tens of thousands of dollars just by doing 2 or 3 of those things. There is one more thing you can do to increase the amount of money you have. And again, I only recommend this if you are in dire straits, you really need money. It's very simple, very easy to do. You need to sell your stuff. So do you really need to watch TV? And my dad had to do this when we were younger. Again, in the situation, we had to sell our TV and a few other things as well because we didn't have the money. We couldn't afford having a TV. We had to put food on the table. When you have to put food on the table, when you need money for investing in small investments, when you don't have a lot, to pay for bills, to pay for groceries, and to do these different things, there are a lot of things that in the United States, we consider normal, but in other countries, they are luxuries. You can sell those things. If it's not producing money for you, if it's not something that is a bare necessity, you can get rid of it. You can sell an extra chair, an extra table, an extra this or that to make sure you have enough money at the end of the month. And maybe you can even use that money to make some very small investments or keep saving it so you have a larger stockpile of savings ready to be used for anything that can happen in life. And that is it pretty much, folks. If you want to save more money, have more money, become financially free, you need to reduce your expenses, increase your income, and when you can, make small investments, I recommend, into legitimate, good, solid standing cryptocurrencies, in good, solid, long-term stocks, and going with, for sure, increases in income that can be assets for you. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I hope if you're struggling with money that your situation becomes better. And I hope that something I said can lead to an action you take to help you improve your financial life. Because I was once in your situation, almost technically twice in your situation, and it was absolutely horrible and it's stressful and you just feel like you can't get out. But you can if you work and you actually take these actions and apply them to your life today. I'll see you hopefully in another video very soon.